welcome back to another week of the Banter podcast, hosted by myself, Raxon, and KP. Say hello, KP.
Hello, Raxon. How's it going?
This is the first time KP has ever done that.
Second time, actually.
Sorry, second
week,
time.
Yeah,
last week was completely different. Anyway, alright, so with this new week of the Banter podcast, we've got 6 days left from today. No, 7 days. Today's Friday.
Yeah,
7 days left until the beginning of the greatest time of the year, the World Cup. So we got started last week about talking about the different groups and our favorites. So if you want to check back on last week's episode and see who our favorites are, what we think about the first two groups, Group A and Group B, definitely go check that one out. It's in the links. It's last week's episode. We also talk about Champions League. So if you want to check that one out, go definitely check out what we think our favorites for the World Cup will be. But with that, we do have a lot of ground to cover in this episode. So we're going to continue on with Group C, which is Australia, Denmark, France, and Peru. So, in my mind, this is another interesting group. What do you think, KP?
Who's going to top the group? That's a pretty easy answer. It's going to be France. They're favorites for the World Cup. Who goes out with France in that second place? It's tricky. What's your prediction? Who do you think is going to be the team that comes out with France?
You know, I think it's gonna be tough because I think all four of these teams are good teams. I mean, yes, France is definitely the big team out of the four, but you can't sleep on Peru. I think Peru, maybe people are sleeping on Peru a little bit just because they're like the other South American team.
Yeah.
But look at what Peru's done in the last couple of years, beating teams like Brazil and Argentina in Copa America. They're a solid team. You know, this is a team that could end up finishing second in this group and could make a run in this World Cup.
Possible, yeah.
If they don't get the hardest scheduling, they might end up making a pretty good run in the World Cup.
Yeah, it's possible. The thing about Peru, again, will be that European opposition. I think Peru's biggest challenge, or what pretty much will decide whether Peru will go through or not, will be that first match against Denmark. I think everyone is kind of stuck on either Peru or Denmark. I think Australia has a good chance of making it out. I think Australia could finish second in this group. If they get a draw against France, probably won't happen, but even if they lose against France, I think Australia has enough quality to beat Peru and Denmark, because Denmark is very easy to shut down. You just have to shut down Christian Eriksen, and then there's not a lot of Denmark left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Peru, on the other hand, they have Farfan, they have Paulo Guerrero, who scored a lot of goals in qualifying. He's a good player. Jefferson Farfan has been in the Bundesliga for years, and now he's playing in South America. I think I'm going to go with Australia. You know, let's have an Asian team make it, and they're strong. They have some very good players. It's Tim Cahill's last World Cup.
Tim Cahill. I honestly can't even believe he's in the lineup. I thought he was done after the last one.
He's 40.
Yeah, wow.
He is 40. Yeah. I thought he was done like in 2010 when he was 33 or 32.
Yeah, exactly. Go up against a lot of teams and prove themselves. If you look at their recent results, they recently beat Croatia and Iceland, and also beat Brazil in Copa America. Yeah. And these are not just one-offs. Maybe one team beats Brazil. Okay, Brazil had a bad game, but this is a team that's beating quality teams.
Oh yeah.
They're very well organized. They know how to play defense, and I think that'll get them pretty far.
It could, yeah. I'm just I'm going for an underdog in this group. I've always liked Australia, the Socceroos, so who cares? I'm going for Australia.
All right, let's continue on with Group D. Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, and Nigeria. And this is not the group of death, but it's pretty close.
This is pretty close to
It's a pretty good group. Group right here.
Can Croatia, Nigeria, or Iceland have the best games of their life and knock out Argentina? There's a chance.
Yeah, I could definitely see a team. Any of these three teams beating Argentina. We've seen Argentina drop games.
Oh, we have. Yeah.
Where they just don't show up. Maybe Messi isn't starting. Maybe they don't start Messi or Aguero or whoever against like Iceland because they want to rest them for Croatia.
Exactly.
Then they drop that game.
Exactly.
And suddenly Argentina is in a tough spot where they might not make it out of the group.
Yeah.
Let alone come in second.
Yeah, it's anything is possible because these are not none of these teams are minnows as you would call them. I mean, Iceland. Let's go by team. Okay, Argentina. We know Argentina. Lionel Messi, Paulo Dybala, Higuain, Aguero. Like Higuain didn't make it.
Oh, did he not? Oh, let me check.
I don't remember. But like Argentina, a lot of attack. Not as much, defense.
Higuain did make it.
Higuain didn't make it. Okay.
Yeah, he did. It's Messi, Dybala, Higuain, Aguero, Pavon, Di Maria, Mascherano, and the list goes on and on and on.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a good team.
It's a very good team.
It's definitely a good team. But I don't know. There's a good chance that Croatia again, very good team. Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic. They have a lot of good players.
Croatia is another one of those teams that they're coming in with a very strong roster. It's Modric, Rakitic, Mandzukic, Perisic, Kovacic, Lovren, who's we talked about a lot.
Champions League finalists.
Champions League finalists. They've got a great squad coming into this World Cup. It's a lot of it's a very balanced team. I think you got a lot of older guys like Modric, but then you bring in guys who are a little bit younger who've shown that they can play well around the world.
But what's gonna be really interesting for me with Croatia is this might be the last world beater team Croatia will have for a while, because the younger guys like Kovacic, he's not as good, and in Madrid he's shown us that he really doesn't know how to play that holding midfielder role that Croatia so want.
He's not going to be replacing Rakitic. He's not really going to be replacing Rakitic.
No, he's not. Rakitic and Modric, they're really good, and they're both they've been there for a long time, but they're getting older, man.
Yeah, this is what's the issue with Spain as well. It's who do you go to after Iniesta and Xavi?
That was the whole issue now, and now I think Spain has done that pretty well.
Yeah, they've definitely grown a little bit more. It's a different style of play for them, but now Croatia's now looking at that as their future.
Exactly.
What are they going to do without Modric or Rakitic, or even
it's going to be
Perisic,
hard.
Mandzukic?
It's going to be very
guys
hard.
that are in the future not going to be there.
Their team is probably, their goalkeeper is pretty set. He's Monaco's goalkeeper, Subasic. Then they have Vida and Lovren. Lovren is, of course, Vršalko, very good right back. Badelj, Rakitic, and Mandzukic, Modric, of course. But future not looking as bright for Croatia as it was a couple of years ago, so they really need to do something this World Cup. Let's go to Nigeria next.
This is a roster that I am very excited to watch.
Me too.
Not only do they easily have the best jerseys of the World Cup that Maggie created,
for sure.
but this team is incredibly stacked of just young players.
And just being one of those African teams that you can kind of get behind, like Ghana has been in the past. Nigeria looks so good, Yeah.
You're looking at Obi Mikel, Victor Moses, Iniacho, Musa, Iwobi. These are all
Igalo.
These are all players that do start in the Premier League. These are not guys. These are not just players that play in the Premier League. These guys do start. They actually do start for their teams. And maybe they come off. They don't start every single game, but they are big parts of these teams. We've seen that Victor Moses and Obi Mikel are very, very well used for Chelsea.
Absolutely. I don't know. Mourinho actually has pipped them to come out of the group.
Yeah, I think.
Wasn't Mourinho put them?
I think this is a team that could come out of the group.
They can. They don't have the quality, but what they do have is that energy and power.
Yeah, they have that young talent. That young. We're not afraid of anyone.
They have a 19-year-old goalkeeper. He's not gonna. They're not scared of anyone.
No, this is a team that could punch Argentina in the mouth.
Oh, absolutely.
Argentina comes out thinking that it's just a bunch of youngsters, and here comes Nigeria.
Boom. And the last team, of course, one of your favorites. Iceland.
Yes, Iceland.
Are they on the back of Gylfi Sigurdsson, or is it just their organization that makes them what they are?
I think it's their defense. Yeah? Their organizational defense, because I think that they... they're not the flashiest team out there.
They're not that good either.
No, they're not the greatest team, honestly. They're not. But
they're good... you know what? They're not the greatest players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're a great team.
Yeah, exactly. Put them all together and they know how to play. They can play soccer.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of them don't even start for their teams, and a lot of them.
A lot of these guys don't even. This isn't even their main job.
Yeah, no, it's not. I think their coach was a filmmaker.
No, it's their goalie. Their goalie is a filmmaker. Yeah.
Aldorsson, yeah, that's his name. But yeah, Sigurdsson, Gudmundsson, Gunnarsson, like these are some players who play in like the mid-European leagues. Sigurdsson has been decent for Everton.
Yeah. I mean, more than decent. He's a solid center.
Yeah, he's a good player. But so who comes out of the group for you?
Honestly, I think most of these games are a coin flip. I really do. Even Argentina. I don't think Argentina's going to have the easiest time with these.
But who are your two, though?
I would say my two are going to be Argentina and Nigeria.
Argentina and Nigeria?
Yeah, I think Argentina and Nigeria. I think Nigeria, like we said, punch a couple teams in the mouth. They surprise some teams, and the other teams are going to have to struggle. Maybe Nigeria wins the group, even, I'm going to say.
Maybe. I think, I'm going to go against Mourinho for once. I'm going to go Argentina-Croatia.
Croatia?
I think Argentina tops the group. And Croatia and Nigeria, they might even have the same points. I think Iceland shows their quality.
Yeah, I think they show their quality. I don't know if they get out, but they're not going to go down without a fight.
No,
Iceland.
definitely.
They're going to go in and try to win the group.
Absolutely, no way.
All right, the next group we've got is Group E.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia.
Would you say Brazil are the favorites?
Yeah, I'd say Brazil are the favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brazil. I mean, look at their roster. I mean, they're another one of those young attacking forces that just have so much to them.
Yeah, they're an amazing team. They probably have two of the best goalkeepers in the world with Alisson and Ederson.
Yeah.
Marquinhos, Miranda, playing in center back. Behind him, Thiago Silva. He's older, but having Thiago Silva as your change of pace center back. That's not a bad way to be.
Yeah, but then you have to remember you have guys also like Paulinho and Danilo, Tazon. These are amazing players.
Marcelo, and in midfield they have a very powerful midfield.
Oh yeah.
They a lot of times people talk about Brazil in that flair way, but Casemiro, Paulinho, and Fernandinho, that is not a midfield to be messed with. You know?
Exactly.
And in attack. Coutinho,
yeah, what can we talk about? This is easily one of the best attacking teams in the World Cup this season.
Absolutely, and they're so fast. Roberto Firmino might not even start, and he was one of the best players in the world this year with Mo Salah.
Yeah, but I mean, you also look at the injury of Neymar. He just started coming back. Maybe.
Did you see Neymar in his first game?
He did. That's what I'm saying. He was amazing.
Oh my God.
Coming back in. So maybe Firmino thinks coming in. Oh, Neymar's hurt. I'll start. Maybe not so much.
No.
Neymar did have limited minutes, but.
It's Neymar.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think when you're looking also at Brazil, you have to think about some of their at their bench.
Yeah.
Depth-wise, they're incredibly deep.
Oh yeah, they're a very good team. They can put out two different defenses, two different midfields, two different attacks. They have two teams for everything.
And they're both world-beating teams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. All these players have done really well wherever they've gone, and I don't know. I think Brazil, very good team for me, and for anyone else, and for that matter.
Yeah, and I think too, it's a scary roster, and also to think about the players that they didn't bring.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of really good players that they didn't bring that, we probably would have thought they'd be here.
Yeah, there were some big omissions.
Yeah, you're looking at Oscar, Hulk, a lot of guys.
Oscar and Hulk, both of them but is that the league? Might be the league.
Yeah, the fact that they do play in China.
Yeah.
They're still good players.
They're a really good team, and I think we can be in unison here that they are going to top their group.
Oh yes, I think definitely. I don't see them like last World Cup where they drop a game 7-1. This team is not doing that. There's a lot more experience behind this team.
It's a strong team. You know.
And then let's move on to Switzerland.
Switzerland,
another team that good team. They're doing well. They do well in Europe, but they're not as strong as you'd think they'd be.
Yeah, they have. But it's a very experienced squad. I was reading somewhere that I think other than Jan Sommer, the goalkeeper, every player has over 50 caps internationally. But it's not an old squad.
Right.
I guess their oldest player would be Lichtsteiner. Yeah. But you've seen Lichtsteiner play. He might sign for Arsenal.
He did sign actually.
He did sign for Arsenal.
He signed a couple days ago.
For Arsenal. Okay, I didn't catch that. But that guy does not act like a 34-year-old.
No, yeah,
at
he
all.
plays.
The guy will never stop running.
Yeah, exactly. And you're looking at a team, not the most speed I would say in the World Cup, but they're a rough team.
They drew with Spain.
Yeah, this is a team that you have to try to. If you're gonna try to run through, it's like running into a brick wall.
Oh yeah, like
just in their midfield, you're looking at Shaqiri and Xhaka. Those are two very big guys.
Just Berami and Xhaka playing in that holding role.
Yeah.
These are not guys who will let you play your game. They let Spain pass the ball around, but there was no penetration at all.
Yeah.
And Shaqiri, Jamali, Mohamedi, and Seferovic up front, like it's not a quick attack except for Shaqiri, but all these guys can score. Mm-hmm. And then they have one of the best set piece takers in the world in Ricardo Rodriguez at left back. Oh, yeah. And two strong center backs. So I think Switzerland can do.
And the interesting, I do see something with Switzerland is that their bench is young. You're looking at guys like Nico Elvedi, who plays at Mönchengladbach, who's he's
Elvedi,
22, 23. He's a very solid center back for Mönchengladbach.
Yeah.
So I think you're looking at some guys that can fill in with that youth and that experience as well as from still playing in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, it's possible. Valon Berami is going to be his 4th World Cup.
Yeah.
His 4th World Cup. That's saying something.
Yeah.
Let's go to your neck of the woods. Let's go to Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica. We're going back to CONCACAF.
Yeah.
And with, Costa Rica is one of those teams that, they're not the best team out there, but they have some great players.
I mean, they have a 3-time Champions League winning goalkeeper.
Yeah, and then you look at the rest of the team, and you're looking at guys like Joel Campbell, Marco Reina. These are guys that aren't world beaters.
No,
but they're a tough team to get by. The U.S. and Mexico do have their issues when playing Costa Rica.
Yeah, England destroyed them.
Yeah.
England, I watched that game. Marcus Rashford, scored an incredible goal for England. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, England absolutely mauled Costa Rica. And if that's anything to say, what's things to come, things are not looking good for them.
Right.
Because England was scary. We'll talk about England when we get to their group. But, yeah, England mauled Costa Rica the other day. It was only 2-0. Could have been 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, we're looking at Costa Rica, and you look 2-0 to England. They beat Northern Ireland 3-0. They beat Scotland 1-0. But these are and then they lost to Spain 5-0.
That 2-0 though doesn't really tell you the whole picture because if I remember correctly, it was in after halftime that they get their first shot on target. They didn't get their first shot on target till halftime. England had 9 corners and 62% possession.
Right. Yeah. That's what I think is Costa Rica's issue is that they're not good enough to really hold on to the ball. Even when they're playing against Mexico or the U.S., when they do tie with Mexico or beat the U.S. kind of games, they're able to hold on to the ball. But but they never have possession. They never really get onto anything. It's a lot more counterplay.
Just counter and just attack and just see what you can get. I get that.
Yeah, Costa Rica is one of those teams that's waiting for you to make a mistake so that they can bounce on it. But if you never make a mistake, you are going to destroy Costa Rica.
Yeah, that's what England did. England looked sharp. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, we don't need to talk about them. I don't think they're making out their group. They're my biggest candidate to finishing last.
Yeah, I think,
this group.
And especially if, compared to years past, this is not the strongest Costa Rican squad that we've seen in the past couple
years. They have the best goalie, maybe.
Yeah, they definitely have the best goalie. Navas is going to carry them. Yeah, but you can.
But he couldn't in the England game. That's the whole problem. It was one.
You can only take so many shots.
It was one incredible goal, and then it was just nothing. Yeah, that score could have been very different, way more.
Yeah.
Let's get to the last team of the group, which is Serbia.
Mm-hmm. Serbia. I think this is another very interesting roster.
This is a strong team.
Yeah, another team like Switzerland that is just these are hard players to get by. It's just simple as that.
These are just when you see Ivanovic, Kolarov in your defense,
and then you see Matic in front of them,
and Milivojevic. I don't know how to say it. Milivojevic. Yeah, Milivojevic, who was actually he's a CDM and he was the top scorer for Crystal Palace this season. Yeah, Milivojevic. Yeah, he was the top scorer for Crystal Palace. Scored a lot of penalties. Has a long shot on him. Matic, Matic's quality. I mean, there's no doubt. Dusan Tadic, very good player, very tidy player for Southampton. Milinkovic Savic is one of the... Every team in the world wants him right now.
Yeah.
He's 20, 21 years old, and they're saying that he's he looks like the next Zidane. That's what they're calling him. He's a big 6'3", 6'4", big guy with a good touch. Adam Ljajic, tearing it up in the Serie A. And then there's Alexander Mitrovic, who is just one of those guys who is scary to play against, He's like a Diogo Costa.
Right. And I think
it's a scary
this
team.
Serbian team is very interesting to me. I think I think this is one of the best defenses that we're going to see in the World Cup. You know, maybe not skillfully.
No, but strong.
It's very strong. It's going to be very hard to win set pieces against them. You know, going up for headers with guys like Matic back there winning headers on a corner.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be very hard to play against these guys. I think, you know, just because they're Serbia, maybe teams are looking a little down on them, thinking they're not as strong. But this is one of those teams that can show up.
I don't think that's a good idea, you know, to sleep on Serbia. But so who comes out of the group?
This one is another interesting one. I think obviously Brazil.
Yeah.
Obviously Brazil. But after that, it's another just toss-up. I think it's going to come down to Switzerland and Serbia. Maybe they draw on points, but one of them gets through on goal difference, and I think that's where maybe Switzerland takes it, is on goal difference.
You think Switzerland's... Okay. Yeah, I could see that. It'll be interesting. Like, either way, no matter what happens, it's going to be a very interesting group.
Right. Right, let's go on to Group F, which I think is the group of death.
The group of death, and a group that Raxon really did not want to see before the groups came
Yeah,
out.
this is a tough one for me. Not only are my favorites in this one, but also my two of the three nations that I support, Mexico and Korea, are both in the group. So one of my teams definitely isn't making it out.
Yeah, because unless you're willing to bet against Germany.
Yeah, I bet against the team that I said were my favorite to win the World Cup. Yeah. So we talked a lot about Germany last time. You know, we talked. You know, Germany again, just coming in with a very strong team, but at the same time, it's a very different German team. We don't see. You know, we actually see two strikers that they brought to the World Cup this year.
Yeah.
You know, versus last year or the last World Cup.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They might be a lot better this year.
Yeah, which is tough to say when you win it already. Yeah, they are tough. They're going to be a tough team, and I think their attacking options are insane. With Ozil being the only player that doesn't really technically have a replacement, so you can just see how much Joachim Löw really utilizes Ozil.
Oh, he loves Ozil.
I think Ozil does shine under Joachim Löw.
Funny thing though, Ozil got injured in the last friendly.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
He's gonna miss the final warm-up game before the World Cup, and will hopefully make it back.
I think he'll be ready. I mean, they don't need him for that friendly.
Yeah.
So,
but still, and Neuer actually made a mistake in the first game he played.
What? First game in how long?
In a long time.
You know, that rust shows. I mean, you saw that rust with Bill Hamid in the USA game against Ireland.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't play a lot, even if you're injured or you have.
Wait, we're talking about the World Cup. No U.S. football talk.
Right. No, but I'm just talking about goalie talk. Goalie talk. You know, when you have that rust, it's something. It's very hard to just get rid of. You have to be playing a lot of games. I know, but like also just Neuer not playing that many games.
So long. Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I start Neuer in the World Cup. Maybe I go with one of the other guys. Maybe I go with Ter Stegen. Maybe I go with
Neuer or Ter Stegen. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, just because that rust it's gonna be tough for Neuer, especially maybe you play him in the group stages, but maybe you don't trust him later on because coming down to it, that rust is going to make a difference. That's going to be Germany's kick in the armor.
Oh yeah,
is that these teams are. This is the one time teams are going to be able to get to Neuer.
Yeah, but also just the rest of the players. You know, like. If you just look at the Germany squad, Hector.
Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna have a lot of help.
Kimmich, Boateng, Hummels, Hector, Cruz Kadira, Ozil, Muller, left mid. A bunch of players can play like Draxler or Goretzka, and striker you have Timo Werner or Mario Gomez for the second option.
Oh yeah, this is not a team that's just relying on the goalie to win them games. No. It's just that is going to be pretty much their one weakness is going to be their keeper this year.
Yeah.
Which is odd to say.
Which is odd because I mean Ter Stegen is a great keeper, very very error prone.
Yeah, error prone. Maybe not as bad as some goalies that we've seen. Other German goalies in finals. But yes, definitely.
He's not Loris Karius.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Yes. But maybe that is the one kink in Germany's armor. Maybe that's the one way teams can get to beating Germany. But besides that, I don't see Germany really being. No. You know, they're going to be very dominant. No matter what, they're going to be dominant.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they have any problem. Let's go to Sweden next.
All right.
And Sweden, I mean, their key player is very obvious. It's Emil Forsberg, who plays for Leipzig, who's Leipzig's number 10 man, you know. He's a good player, and he's one of those players who likes to drift in from the left. And Sweden play a strange formation. I mean, they start with something that looks like a 4-4-2, but Klaassen and Forsberg are both cams, who both start from wide positions.
Right.
So there are those, in and out cams. Sometimes they're on the wing, sometimes they're not. And they love to go central a lot. They have Toivonen and Berg and forgetting one of the strikers' names actually. But they have three, big strikers who are gonna win headers, who are gonna cause problems. They do not have one big striker who plays for LA Galaxy.
Yeah,
now.
no Zlatan this year.
Zlatan. Somehow they made it past. I mean, sleeping on Sweden is very risky because when you think about it, they made it in their group, in their qualifying group. It was France, Sweden, and Netherlands. Netherlands and France were the favorites. And then they have a qualifier against Azzurri, Italy. They win that. They beat Netherlands to the group. I mean, how you can't sleep on this team.
Oh, no, this team obviously showed that even though this isn't the most star-studded Sweden team we've seen,
it's not a great team.
They're still a very good team.
Yeah, they're okay. They have Lindelof, Granqvist, some decent players, but, I mean, talent-wise, no one who's like a world beater yet. I don't know. I wouldn't sleep on them. Do I think they're making it out of the group? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they're making.
I don't think they make it out of the group. I think this is a group that's incredibly well balanced.
Yeah.
All these teams are very equally matched except for Germany.
Yeah.
But I don't think Sweden is good enough to make it out. I think.
No, they're not.
I think maybe they pull off one good game, but besides that, I think
maybe one good game.
But
yeah,
I do think they end up in the
that,
bottom.
Yeah, definitely not. The next team we can go to is you decide. Do you want to talk about Mexico first or South Korea?
Let's go with Mexico first.
Let's go with Mexico first.
All right, yeah, let's talk about Mexico now. I think this is probably the strongest Mexican team that Mexico's put out in a very long time.
Yeah.
I think the quality here
they don't have any problems
from top to bottom.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, I think this is a great team that has lots of experience, a lot of World Cup experience, but a lot of youngsters as well to fill the gaps.
They're very strange too, because I know they always start on paper as a 4-3-3, but that turns into this weird 3-4-3, 3-1-3, 3-3, or like just it's always on paper they're always starting as a 4-3-3.
Yeah, that's because that's the closest thing to whatever is going on in Osorio's head.
Yeah,
Osorio is constantly changing things. He's constantly
I've
making
been reading
changes.
about this guy. The guy is really strange. The amount of times he tinkers with his teams, really, as a Mexico fan, I would be very irritated.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the last World Cup. In the group stages, no player started 2 games in a row in Brazil.
That makes sense.
That's how much he was changing the team.
Yeah.
So even the goalies, every goalie had to start in the World Cup. When they got out of the group, no one knew who was going to start against the Netherlands, and it ended up being Ochoa.
I mean, that's the thing he's saying. He likes player rotation and he likes tactical flexibility.
Yeah. Which is smart. I mean, what he's doing is he's building a team to beat the team he's going up against.
Yeah,
right?
And also keeping things so unpredictable that if the Mexican players know what they're doing, great. But like when things are so unpredictable, sometimes you just forget what you're doing yourself.
Right, exactly. And I think, we're now 4 years under Osorio.
Yeah.
And I think the players have definitely come up.
They learned
it. They know what's going on. And this group of players too, these are not just like your Liga MX mid-table team, mid-table players. These are international stars for Mexico.
Stars. I mean, you just start from the back. You see Ochoa, then you have Reyes and Moreno and Salcido, who will play center backs, I think. Right?
Yeah, you're probably gonna end up, even though it's a 4-back, you're gonna end up with 5 in the back.
5 in the back or 3 in the back.
Or 3 in the back.
And then Layun.
Yeah, playing that left wing back, that left wing back, mid.
Does Gio dos Santos move to the right wing back kind of?
No, you're gonna see.
Or Herrera.
You're gonna see on the right wing. If you're looking for a right wing back for Mexico, I think with this roster, I think you're gonna look at Ayala or Gallardo.
Ayala or Gallardo?
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of times they're trying to start. They're trying to start this attack though.
They want to. It's all gonna build from the back.
Herrera, Gio dos Santos, Guardado, Vela, Hernandez, and Lozano.
Mm-hmm.
And to start all of them, they can only start 4 defenders.
Right.
The thing I'm saying.
You're right.
So can Herrera move on to that right side?
Yeah, you can see Herrera play there, but I think Herrera's strength is more is
winning balls in the middle.
Yeah, winning more balls in the middle. When you look at him, he plays very. What I like to see, being a Mexico fan, I like to see Herrera play alongside.
Guardado.
Yeah, Guardado. I think they match each other very well.
Because Guardado has, from a flashy winger, turned into a deep lying playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of it reminds me almost exactly what happened to Bastian Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger started as a flashy winger, and then the World Cup they won, he was their spine. He was the holding midfielder. Yeah, probably, and I mean, Lozano is 100% their key player.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at Lozano, you're looking at a guy that
incredible.
is one of the big names of the future.
Oh yeah,
Lozano,
absolutely.
what he's been doing in the past couple of years is really incredible. Because if you would watch him play last year, or even in the last World Cup, when you watched him play, you would not have expected him to be a kid. He
was
goes out
18
there.
he played the last World Cup as an 18-year-old.
I'm pretty sure he played. Yeah.
Wow.
He's one of those players that you look and he looks like he's been there for years.
Wow.
He looks like a senior player.
Yeah, but he does have his temper tantrums.
Oh, of course he does. Yeah, Lozano definitely has those issues.
Very bad temper tantrums. So if he can, it's almost like Wayne Rooney-esque, you know, where like there's all that talent, there's all that skill, but like if you get pissed off when someone like pushes you and you punch him in the face, you know, like.
Yeah, could he be the next Suarez kind of thing?
Yeah,
yes,
red carded.
That definitely could happen.
But there's a good amount of experience with Vela and Hernandez, Lozano, and Gio dos Santos, has all the skill in the world, like born with all the natural talent there was to be given. But yeah, I think it's a good team.
Yeah, but don't forget you also have Rafa Marquez back there for one reason and one reason only. You know, Rafa is not going to play a lot. He's not
play one game. One big game.
He will play like 10 minutes, 15 minutes a game, no matter what. But
coming on in the end. Shoring things up.
Yeah, he's out there is to be a captain.
Yeah.
He's the guy that pulls these guys together. He's the guy who gets into your face if you're messing up or doing something wrong. He's the one that's going to get in your face.
They're scared of him.
Yeah, everyone is afraid of Rafa. It's not afraid. It's respect.
They respect him.
It's respect.
Yeah, they
yeah.
respect him.
I think this is a very tough Mexico team. I think this Mexico team could make it pretty far in the World Cup.
I could see
which
it.
I'm happy to see.
Yeah, unless they don't get out of the group.
Which could happen if they do end up dropping a game. But of the teams in this group, I think Mexico is the one team that has a chance to beat Germany.
They have a chance to beat Germany, but they just as much have a chance to lose 1-0 to Sweden.
Yes. Definitely, Mexico is definitely one of those teams that if they're not on their game, they can drop it.
And I think any of these teams can lose 1-0 or draw 0-0 with Sweden. Because Sweden's not going out there to, play fabulous football. They're going out there
win.
to get a 0-0 or a 1-0.
Yeah, they want to.
They're going to sit back.
Yeah, Sweden has always been one of those teams that where they are willing. They want to go out to the World Cup and they want to win the World Cup.
And Ibra going away is almost helping them because now they're a team. They don't have this one focal point that you can just cover up, and then everyone's like, "What should we do now?" When Ibra was there, everything was going to Ibra. Everything Ibra. Now they have this. They're organized. They have. They're very good defensively. Have a decent attack. I think they could do something. Let's get to the last team though. South Korea, the last team of the group.
This Korean team is very interesting. It's a lot of different kind of players that you don't really see Korea typically bring in.
Yeah, it's a lot of players playing like in Asia too.
Yeah, it's almost that approach that the U.S. took going into this World Cup was kind of the homegrown players. Not looking at the internationals. Of course, your big name is going to be Son and Ki. These two guys are going to be key for this Korean team. They're going to hold the middle of this team, and really, all the play's gonna come through the middle when it comes to Korea.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Because that's what you have. At Tottenham, Son may play on the wing or in the midfield, but Son is a striker. He's 100% a striker for Korea, and it's gonna go all through Ki and him.
Yeah, they're both really good players. Heung-min Son has just shown what he's capable of. Just destroying in the Premier League. I think he had a couple of goals in the Champions League. He is world class. There's no doubt about it. And the rest of the team, other than I don't know a lot of them. I know Son and I know Ki, and that's all I know about Korea, to be honest.
Like you said earlier, a lot of these players aren't. A lot of them actually don't play in Europe. You're looking, I think, at 5 players that play outside of Asia.
Oh wow.
And that's about it. I think Hwang plays in Germany, and then you have the 2 Premier League players. You've got 2 Bundesliga players.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Everyone else plays in Korea or Japan.
Yeah, and Hwang does play in Germany. He plays for Salzburg.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting group, a group of players. I don't know who's going to start in goal, because
no idea.
It might be Kim,
Yeah.
But I'm not sure because if I remember, I guess they have two Kims.
Probably have three Kims.
Kim is the most popular Korean name, so yeah. So it's kind of what come down to I think Sung Kim and Jin Hyun Kim.
Okay.
If I remember, I think Jin Hyun Kim is the goalie from the Olympics.
Okay.
Who had a really good showing. But this is one of those Korean squads that they're not, maybe not the best players.
That good.
But Koreans, what I've seen in the past couple of years for Korean teams, soccer teams, is that they do go out and play. They're very tactical. They know how to. They keep their shape very well. They don't fall for a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
As a lot of teams do. They're very disciplined.
So yeah, they're not stupid.
Right. Yeah. Koreans. They're gonna be very, very disciplined.
Yeah, I bet they're. I can definitely. I have no doubt about that. That that discipline. That's almost. I think any Asian team, you always see that. Well organized, very disciplined. But is that going to be enough?
I think it is because I think but
I mean,
actually they're one of those
is what I mean,
in this group. I think they can get out of the group.
I think they have a chance.
I think they have a chance, but it's also one of those teams that they show up against Germany. Maybe they get a result against Germany. They tie 0-0.
You think so?
But then they drop to Mexico 3-0.
It's
you really have no idea.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I can see you. I kind of see where you're coming from. So who's your two? Who's going out of this group?
I think it's going to be Germany and Mexico.
Germany.
I think that's it. I think they're the most talented teams in the group, and I think they're some of the most talented teams in the World Cup. And I think
both. You think Mexico is one of the most?
I do think Mexico. Not just saying as a Mexico.
Yeah,
I think Osorio has finally found his. Yes, he tinkers a lot, but he finally has found how to make a formation, how to make a team work with this Mexican.
Okay.
This Mexican lineup, and I think that's going to be very dangerous. That teams are not going to be ready for.
I mean, I know about them. I've read about them. I've seen them play, and I still have no idea what they're going to do.
All right, we got two more to go. So we're going to keep going through this. We're not going to take a break today.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll just keep going. So
we don't have any sponsors to talk about anyway.
Well, I mean, Danny still sponsors us at Espresso,
I know, but we're not there right now. Quick shout out.
Group G: Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England.
Okay. Yeah. Who do you wanna start with?
Let's start with England.
Football's coming home.
I don't know what to think with England ever. I mean, it's a great roster.
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think they're gonna top the group.
You think they're gonna top the group?
I think England is gonna top the group ahead of Belgium. This is a young England squad. They have nothing to hold them back. They don't have any of these older players who were always. I mean, what did Wayne Rooney do for them in his last Euro? He held them back. Just having players like that sometimes on the field doesn't let the young players be expressive, in my opinion. And so now that England finally have a team, that is balanced, that is young, I think what is their goal? Their right back is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is like.
Wouldn't it be Kyle Walker?
Huh?
When they're starting right back, be Kyle Walker.
I don't know, because Arnold, just played in a Champions League final, and Arnold just defended Gareth Bale and Ronaldo very, very well. None of those goals were his fault. He did not put a foot wrong in the Champions League final. Kyle Walker has never played in a Champions League final.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's played for Tottenham and Man City.
Yeah, that explains it. But England, I mean, they have two very good goalkeepers in Jack Butland and Jordan Pickford. And I think Pickford should kind of get ahead of Butland. Right back, they're probably going to start. You're right, they'll probably start Kyle Walker. But I'd love to see Arnold.
I think Arnold's going to play a ton.
I think he's going to play some games, yeah. Center back, I know they like John Stones. It's probably going to be Gary Cahill and John Stones. Maybe Phil Jones, it really depends how they do in the first game.
Yeah, I mean, he's really your only other center back.
Who?
Is Phil Jones.
John Stones, Phil Jones, and Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire, I know he looks like he just came back from a 2-day bender with his mates, but he's a good player. He's a pretty tidy player. Left back, Danny Rose, probably. Ashley Young is there for support. Midfield, of course, you have Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, Jordan Henderson, and the surprise was Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who's like, I don't know why they really took him, but I think it's probably going to be Henderson, Ali, and Dyer. Maybe Lingard. And then attack is where they really shine, is with Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, Jamie Vardy.
Dele Alli.
And Danny Welbeck, yeah. Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, and Raheem Sterling all had 20-plus goals this season in the Premier League. And England has not seen that for a while.
Oh, no, definitely
3
not.
strikers with 20-plus goals. And Harry Kane, who's like mercurial, he had 30-plus. And Vardy and Rashford had like 12, 13 goals. Welbeck has actually the most goals internationally. So I think this is a very, very strong England team. And I really like what he's done.
Yeah, I think England is definitely going to be one of the more fun teams to watch in this World Cup.
They will.
But I have a mistrust for England. I think, friendlies...
England has a mistrust for England.
Yes, like they show up at friendlies, but what happens in tournaments? They get out of groups and that's about it.
Yeah.
I would love to see England do more than they have in the past couple of years, but there's really no way to tell how they're going to do until we watch these games, because they could
the first game, yeah.
They could come out and just demolish this group, win every game with a goal difference of however many goals they want to score.
Yeah, they could.
Or they get out of the group because they have one more goal than Tunisia. It's definitely one of those. That's how they are.
They're getting out of the group though, and I think they're winning the group.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with England winning the group. I don't know if it's just because I like England, but I think England can win the group.
All right. Well, let's talk about the other big team then, Belgium.
The thing about Belgium is they lost. Wales knocked them out 3-1 in the last big tournament they were in, a game they were supposed to win. Then last World Cup there was that game against the United States where they played the United States off the pitch, but what was the score? Like, was it 1-0?
I think it was 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, because Lukaku came on in overtime and won it for him.
Yeah, and that's what it is, Like this was Belgium's golden generation. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. They have a pretty decent manager in Roberto Martinez, who has done some stuff in the past. He won a league with Man City. He won that league, the one that they won right at the end. But I don't know. Their team is pretty straightforward. It's Thibaut Courtois, Toby Alderweireld, Vincent Kompany, Munier, and Vertonghen. Vertonghen might play left back for them because they don't really have any very good left backs. They're playing Carrasco, who's been amazing for them. Moussa Dembele, Fellaini, of course, is one of their key players, which sounds strange to say once it came out of my mouth, but Fellaini is a key player. They have the Hazard brothers, Januzaj, Martins, Tielemans, and then they have Michi and Lukaku up front and Chadli as support. So it's a very, very strong squad.
Oh yeah, this is a very talented group of guys.
Very strong squad.
Like, from top to bottom, you've got a lot of young players. You have a lot. You want to think that some of these guys are a lot older, but like besides Kompany and Fellaini.
The defense Mertens is actually getting there though.
Yeah, you're looking at
Vertonghen, Kompany, Mertens, even Hazard. Like Hazard's gonna be 30 next World Cup.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, like this is their chance. If this team doesn't make it, like half of these guys are gonna be retired, and half of these guys are gonna be in their early 30s or 30 or 29, 30, and they're gonna lose a lot of that edge they have now, because wingers are not the same players that they are when they're 26 than when they're 30.
Yeah.
Very few of them are able to, keep that going.
Yeah. But I think this is an interesting Belgian team. I think this team ends up winning the group. I think they're coming to this World Cup with a chip on their shoulder. They haven't shown their results in the past couple of years.
No.
And I think this group of guys maybe coming into the World Cup, it wakes them up a little bit. Maybe if I was Roberto Martinez, I don't think I would start some of the bigger names. I don't think I'd start Fellaini. I don't think I'd start Lukaku. I don't even think I'd start Hazard.
Really?
And I'd throw in some of these other guys that have showed how well they're playing in their leagues. You look at guys like Michi. Michi's doing very well with Dortmund. You're looking at a lot of young players. Like throw some of these players in. Put Dembele in over Hazard. Throw some of these guys that want to play. Let them play, because sometimes Hazard doesn't look like he wants to play when he plays for Chelsea. Same with Lukaku.
True.
Sometimes he doesn't want to play. Carrasco is playing okay in China, but then you have, of course, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne shows up every time.
He's going to play, yeah.
Vincent Kompany, Kevin De Bruyne, these two guys are going to have to carry this team as
Kompany
captains.
barely made the squad.
Yeah, but that's why I think he's in this lineup is because he's another one of those guys that can captain the team.
Yeah.
No one's another player that everyone in the world respects that you have to really listen to. Maybe Hazard shows up because Kompany's in his face. Because this is a team that should be doing a lot better. This is a team that should be challenging for a World Cup.
Yeah, they should.
A World Cup final.
Definitely. Let's go to the other two teams. This shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, we're looking at Panama and Tunisia, and Panama, barely squeaking in.
Yeah.
And Panama's one of those CONCACAF teams that they're just annoying to play against.
You know about Panama.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Panama, watching Mexico and the U.S. play them. But
Roman Torres is good. He plays for the Sounders. A lot of Adolfo Machado for the Dynamo. Like, a lot of these players are...
they're North
MLS,
American players.
They're MLS players.
Liga MX.
Yeah. There's Quintero, who plays... He's a pretty decent player.
Quintero's a tough player. Quintero's a very tough player.
Yeah, and Ismael Diaz plays for Coruna, like Deportivo. So there's another strong player. I mean,
Panama's not a bad team. It's just that they don't get results. They get a lot of draws.
In this group, are they going to get a result?
I think they beat Tunisia. That's about it. I think they beat Tunisia. Yeah. I don't think they can get a result against Belgium. I don't think they can get a result.
Tunisia is actually a really...
I think Panama, because like I was saying before, Panama is one of those teams that is... They're not easy to beat. They're not hard to beat, but they're annoying to play. Yeah, they're aggressive. They get in your face.
They look strong. They look like I know a lot of their players are like strong, big guys. Just cause you trouble, aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's where they can beat a team like Tunisia. I don't think Tunisia has seen a team like that because you really only see these kind of teams in North and South America. Yeah. So that's definitely a style.
Talking about an African team though.
Yeah. You are playing an African team. So the African teams are
they're just as
Yeah, they're just as scrappy.
Yeah, when Africa and South America meet, there's no love lost. Like
they're scrappy games.
They will both hurt each other if they have to. But Tunisia, a lot of their team plays in Saudi Arabia. Ben Aloun plays for Leicester. He's actually a really good player, Ben Aloun. Other than Ben Aloun, they have some actually very good midfielders. The one guy, I forget his name. He's one of their best. He's one of their best attackers. Vahib Kabri, so Kabiri or something. Vabi Kazri. I'm totally got that wrong. Vabi Kazri. He played for Sunderland for a bit. He's actually a very good player. He's having the best season of his life in France right now. Vabi Kazri. He plays for Rennes. And very good player. Elias Shikri plays for Montpellier. Also a very good player. Sliti plays for Dijon. So they have 4 or 5 players who are really good. But it all comes down to Ben Aloun to keep that defense tight. And Ben Youssef, who plays in Turkey, who's also a decent player. But I don't know what else to really say about it.
I think that one's pretty straightforward. I think it's either Belgium or England up top and then Panama and Tunisia in the bottom.
Yeah, so who are you say Belgium, England?
I say Belgium, England.
I go England, Belgium. Alright.
Right, the last group we've got. Group H. Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan.
Probably, in my opinion, the most... this is the group of death, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, because at least in that one, we know Germany's going through.
Right. Can
you decide on any 4 of these teams? Look at those teams.
I don't know. I think I can pick a 2 that I think will get out. But you're right. It is a very competitive. It is very competitive. On a different day,
they're all about the same level.
Right.
These are all... Even if you just look at it in FIFA terms, these are all 4-star teams. Mm-hmm. All 4 of them are 4-star teams on FIFA, which is really, we haven't seen that in a single group so far. They're all about the same level. They're all good teams. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in this group, but we still should talk about them.
Oh yeah. For me, I think the favorite is Poland.
You think the favorite is Poland?
I think the favorite is Poland. I think overall, they're a balanced team.
Okay.
With an amazing player up top.
Lewandowski.
I think Lewandowski runs circles around a lot of these defenses in this group.
Maybe, but I mean, you're talking about Colombia too here.
Oh yeah, I know, I understand that, but I think Poland has the.
You think
the
Poland
most quality.
goes through?
I think Poland goes through.
I don't know. I think like this. It might be less straightforward than that because first of all, Senegal is a very, very good team.
Oh yeah, they're a very tough team. They're gonna be tough. Like every African country, especially the teams like the Senegals, the Ghanas. These teams are tough to play against.
I think Senegal is gonna be this year's Ghana though.
You think so?
Yeah, actually, let's go team by team though. The way we do. Let's go with Poland first. Okay. We were talking about Poland, but their defense. They have Gillick.
Mm-hmm.
But other than like Gillick,
Piszczek.
Oh yeah.
Pazdan.
Can't believe it. Yeah, they have Gillick, Piszczek, and they have Jedrzejczyk. I can't say his name, but he's a good player. Behind in goal, they have two pretty decent ex-Arsenal goalkeepers.
You're looking at Wojciech Szczesny, and Lucas Fabianski.
They were both playing together at Arsenal.
Yeah, they were both at Arsenal.
Then you have Blaszczykowski with a lot of experience. Yeah. Zielinski,
Milik,
player. Milik and Lewandowski are just absolute amazing players. And then you still have Kirkowiak and Grosicki. So yeah, the team is really good, but it's that simple. Like in most one-man teams, if a team can stop Lewandowski is not going to run past 8 players, and he's not Messi.
Oh yeah,
Lewandowski is a striker, and if they're able to stop the service to him, it's gonna be hard for him to do stuff.
Oh yeah, that's definitely if they can. But he's also not a striker like.
He's not. I know he's not a poacher.
He's not a poacher. He's not like a Giroud type player.
No,
I think Lewandowski.
He can do some stuff on his own.
I think you have to give more credit to Lewandowski. I think watching him play for Bayern and even Poland when he's out there, he can dribble past players. He's not as fast. Yeah. But he could definitely get past players and score rockets.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good
and player. Having a player like that just opens up the field for the rest of these players. Like, you have to think about it. You're going into a game, you're Colombia.
Yeah.
Or Senegal, Japan. You're going to go into this, we have to stop Lewandowski. He's one of the best strikers in the world. Okay, now you have Milik that can score from anywhere. Blaszczykowski that can run past players. This is
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, this is a team that can, if you throw one thing at them, they can find a way around it.
Okay.
Do I think they're one of the best in the world? No. But do I think they're the best of this group? I think they are.
Yeah, maybe on paper, I don't think I'm gonna go with them finishing top. I think they finish. You know what? I think they don't make it out.
You don't think they make it out?
I don't think Poland makes it out. Poland, just in the past, they've had good teams before. Maybe not a player like Lewandowski, but I think Colombia and Senegal have a better chance to make it out, just because of the rest of Poland's team. This might be totally wrong, but I think Colombia definitely makes it out. I think it's Poland or Senegal, but let's go to Senegal next. Koulibaly.
Sadio Mane.
Very, very good player. Sadio Mane, of course. Sabili, Armand Traore, Idrissa Gueye, Chico Kouyaté, Cheke Ndoye. You look at these players, and Ndiaye from Stoke, just look, they're midfielders. Just Ndiaye, Gueye, Kouyaté, and Ndoye. I don't care which team you are in the world. That is not going to be a fun team to play against at all.
Oh, yeah. I think definitely Senegal has a great midfield.
Physicality they have.
The physicality in their midfield is going to be very tough.
In attack, they have Mane and Baldekita, who are just absolute pace monsters. And they have Mame Birandouf, Mbaye Niang, Diafra Sakho. Every single one of these players is a sprinter. So all it's going to take is, one simple through ball. And none of those three teams are going to have players to keep up with the speed.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of those counter teams that you have to be very careful with because as soon as they get that ball rolling, they're gone.
Done. Oh, yeah.
But I think where Senegal has issues is going to be in their defense.
Absolutely.
They are speedy defense, but
they just have
how disciplined are they going to be?
Koulibaly is the only really experienced player they have, but even he's not a captain. He's a very good defender.
Yeah, you throw him up against Lewandowski. You throw him against James Rodriguez.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah.
And that's who you want against those type of players on your team. But then look at these other teams. You look at Colombia and you look at maybe I can't think of a name right now, but yeah, you stop
Japan.
You stop James, but
defensively, okay, now what do you do? The rest of your players, they're gonna have to watch for that second ball.
I mean,
you have to do all these other things.
Colombia, very good team, you know?
Yeah. No, I think Colombia's a great team.
It's just you start from the back. David Ospina, not a bad goalkeeper at all. They have Christian Zapata. They have Santiago Arias, who's had one of the best seasons of his life in PSV. Might go to one of the big teams now. Zapata, been there for a while. Fabra, who plays for Boca Juniors. Davinson Sanchez, plays for Tottenham Hotspurs. And then in midfield, they have Carlos Sanchez, who is a very strong player. James Rodriguez, Cuadrado, Quintero. And then in attack, they have Baca, Falcao, Muriel, and Izquierdo. Like, that is a very, very good team.
Oh, they're a great team. But where I have issues, because I do get to watch Colombia play a lot.
Oh, you do, yeah.
But I think Colombia's issue is that they do not have a lot of discipline.
They don't?
I think skillfully, they can win games. But
if they are on the
discipline-wise-
same page.
Yeah, if they're on the same page, they can beat
They will win
anyone
the
in the
group.
world.
Yeah, they can.
They can win the World Cup.
Yeah.
But how many... They do not stay together for
Is it
a half.
the defense? Is it the defense?
No,
and midfield?
no. For me, it's everybody.
Everybody.
For me, it's everybody. I think that they get wrapped up in dribbling a lot. I think their style of play in Colombia has always been a lot of... It's like Brazil. You have a lot of skilled players.
Yeah.
You know? They dribble a lot. And
I mean, but that's what the manager has done for Brazil this year. He's put Fernandinho, Casemiro, and Paulinho in that midfield, and these are three disciplined center mids.
Right, exactly.
All three of them.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, we'll do whatever we want to attack. Our wingbacks are flary as it is, because you're gonna see Marcelo and whoever is on the right bombing up and down the wing, and the attack is the attack. So he decided, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna play three players. We're gonna keep the midfield tight. Because that's where they lost the game to Germany. That's 7-1. There was no one in midfield
Right, exactly.
at any point.
yeah, and then this is my problem with Colombia. They don't have those kind of disciplined players. I don't think
Colombia has a single midfielder like that.
Yeah, exactly. But look at the results. I think this shows in their results.
What?
March 23rd, they played France. They beat France 3-2.
Oh, wow.
March 27th, they play Australia 0-0.
Yeah, wow.
World Cup qualifiers, first round, they lose to Paraguay 2-1. Paraguay's not a bad team.
Yeah, but
Brazil
They
won.
didn't even make. Did they make the World Cup?
Paraguay, no.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you look at first round of they tie 1-1 with Brazil, and then they tie 0-0 with Venezuela. You know, these are teams like Ecuador. You're supposed to be able to beat these teams. Bolivia, blah, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then you get dropped by Argentina 3-0, and then you tie Uruguay 2-2. Like, they're obviously a good team. They obviously can show that they can play against some of these really good teams.
And sometimes it just doesn't work though.
Yeah, it just doesn't. Like Copa America, they beat the U.S. for third place.
Yeah.
Both teams had red cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they won 1-0
makes
in
sense,
in extra time.
Yeah.
You know, they in Copa America quarterfinal, they beat Peru in penalties.
Yeah.
You know, this shows that this team doesn't have the discipline to beat other teams.
They have quality, but I mean, who knows?
I think that's my biggest problem with Colombia. I think
Yeah, no, you're right.
They can score a
You're
goal,
absolutely right.
but will they hold them off, the other team off?
Maybe, maybe not. You know,
You know, they don't have that discipline. I just don't think they're a good enough team.
So maybe like I think I'm still gonna have them finish. I think it's Senegal and Colombia still.
You still
I
think,
think
yeah.
Poland doesn't make it out. I mean, but you know, it's the World Cup. South Korea reached the semifinal like.
Oh yeah,
you know,
a couple years ago when they
for
hosted it.
16
But I
years
think
ago,
we can't forget about Japan.
let's talk about Japan.
Japan, like Korea, a very interesting roster just because those big names that we grew up watching are still there.
Some
But
of them
they're an old team now. They're an old man team.
like Nagatomo,
Honda's
Honda's
Kagawa.
still there.
Oh yeah, Honda's still there.
Oh,
I think
man.
Honda's younger than
Honda's still
Kagawa.
there.
Barely, but I think he is.
possible. Wow.
And then Okazaki at Leicester, who's been playing very well for Leicester.
Suzuki Honda plays for Pachuca?
Mm-hmm.
The what?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Did
moved to
not
Mexico.
know that.
Yeah.
Shinji Kagawa, of course. Usami, very good player.
Yeah, and Okazaki
Usami
who's
for Dusseldorf.
won a Premier League.
And Okazaki won a Premier League, yeah. But Okazaki's a support striker, you know?
Right,
Like,
yeah, he's not the
He's one of those hardworking 7-goal-a-season strikers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Japan looks like a good team.
Do I think they're good enough to beat Colombia and Poland? You know, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe they get out of the group. I think Japan has made it out of the group most World Cups.
They always do.
Yeah, they always are able to get
They
out.
always actually get out of the group. You know what? I'm gonna go with like the biggest upset. Let's say Senegal and Japan get out of this group.
You think Senegal and Japan get out?
Let's just change it up.
Like Korea though, like many of the Asian
Senegal
teams.
and Japan.
Like I think this is why Japan and Korea always get to the World Cup and always
Yeah.
do well, or at least get out, is because of their discipline.
Yeah, because they don't make those silly mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
That these big teams make because of pressure, because they know who they are. They know how good they are. They're not trying to run past 6 players. You know, they play their simple football. They don't concede on big counters. You will never see Korea unorganized and scrambling.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the South American teams every game. They're always scrambling, at least once or twice a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think Japan can definitely make it past a lot of the rounds, and I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, even look at Korea. Going back to Korea, you're gonna see some more youngsters play because they need more players. And you look at what they did in the Olympics. South Korea beat Germany, the group in the last Olympics.
Yeah.
South Korea, Germany, Mexico, and Fiji.
Yeah.
So it was almost exactly. South Korea won the group.
Really?
Against that young German team. German team.
So South Korea and Germany made it out? Or
South Korea and Germany made it out. South Korea won the group with 7 points. They were 2 wins and a draw.
Wow.
That speaks a lot to what we were just talking about, that Asian discipline of
absolutely.
These are you compare the team. I could probably name off every player for South Korea and you probably won't know anyone in that Olympic team, but if I go to Germany's roster for that Olympic team, you probably know
every single player.
Exactly. So that just proves that discipline, defense, that kind of play
would make a difference. Yeah, I know.
It does make a huge difference. And I think that's why Japan can get out, Korea can get out of these groups, is because of that discipline.
So final 2, who gets out of this group?
I say it's Poland and Japan.
Poland and Japan.
I don't think
Colombia
make it
Senegal and Japan.
Senegal and Japan.
Just mix things up a little.
All right, so that's all the groups. We got it done in what looks like to be an hour. I think we actually got it done without a break and some interruptions here and there, but we'll be fine editing everything out. Yeah, I think this is going to be a great World Cup. We're going to be starting it on Friday.
It's going to be a great World Cup.
I think it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the groups to start. And then once we get to the knockouts, that's when things get very real.
Yeah, things are going to get very interesting. I think we are very close on a lot of these groups. I think definitely we had missed 1 or 2 of the upsets, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I think Japan is one of the upsets that might happen, but who knows?
Hey, I'm calling it Senegal.
Yeah, Japan. You're saying Senegal and Japan. I think we might miss one here somewhere
double
else.
upset.
I think we missed something.
Yeah.
That's the fun of the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. I think we'll be pretty accurate with most of our groups. We're gonna have this recorded, so we once we hear it again. Actually, me and Raxon might write this down, and then we can talk about it once the World Cup.
Yeah,
once the groups are actually over, we'll see how we did.
Yeah, we can create some brackets.
Yeah, let's write it down. Let's get a sheet of paper, and we'll say who our picks are, and we'll do a review, like a 10-15 minute review of that for you guys later, and why we think our team may not have made it, or why we think the other team did better.
Right.
Once we've watched.
Yeah, some analysis of the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are based in Tucson, Arizona, so the games are pretty early for us. I think the earliest game we'll see is at 5 a.m.
I'll be watching those. We can take shifts on watching the 5 a.m. games.
We'll take some shifts because the cafe won't be open at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we'll have to watch them at home. I'll Snapchat you.
Yeah, remind me, wake me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think another great podcast. I think we're geared up for a fun World Cup.
Fun World Cup. I'm so excited.
We'll leave you guys with that. This will come out in a couple days, or like every Sunday.
Yeah.
Banter podcast. We will be posting it every single Sunday around noon or 1 o'clock. If you want some recap of the other games and the rest of the soccer history of this past 2017-2018 year.
We did that. We've done that.
Yeah, we've done that. So you can definitely go check that out. It's going to be on SoundCloud and on YouTube as well. So if you want to check out some of that, definitely check that out. We will see you all next week after the first couple days of the World Cup starting. So we'll try to get those games in. We'll record after a couple of the games so we can have something to talk about after Group A.
Okay.
We'll see you all next week.
Yeah, see you all next week.